This Y channel has a series of herringbone patterns down the center. And if you were to print it on a commercially available printer using high resolution commercially available material, and then compare that with our platform that has been optimized for microfluidics, this is what you get. So visually, when you inspect it, you don't see much different. They seem to be very similar to what your CAD file. It's when you sort of start taking a much more closer examination of your printed file and take a look at what those herringbone patterns do look like. Now, off of a commercial printer, as you can see, this is where it starts to, the issues are very prevalent. You're starting to see pixelation, this sort of boxing pattern as it's trying to make the actual herringbone, whereas our device is now really outlining the intended design of the researcher. If you take a further look at another feature, and this is the Y junction that happens, again, that same pixelization that you can see on the channel walls, and this also impacts everything down the line. So if you're using this as your master mold and you're going to cast PDMS, this defect now translates onto PDMS, and so effectively you end up with a PDMS that doesn't do or function the way that you would expect. Another type of file that would be expected by most users is this simple straight line with serpentine. Again, if we do just a very simple comparison, visual comparison, they look fine. It's when we start scanning under a digital microscope, and that's where the differences become very apparent. At 50 microns, you are starting to test the limits of the material and the machine itself, whereas on our platform, you can still see a very clean, straight edge on this raised channel. And really, the big comparison happens in the serpentine. These are features that are very difficult to reproduce on a printer. If you look at the commercially available printer with their material set, you can start noticing that pixelization or the noise that you're going to add to your design is now very much prominent there. Whereas if you look at our platform, it has a very distinct channel shape, and the rounding of the corners are very distinct as well.